Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. And I thought it was a pretty darn good episode of Friday Night Smackdown with an incredible main event. That TLC match was totally nuts, and I'm going to say something about this right now that some may like, some may not like, some may agree with, some may disagree with. This match happens. And everybody on Twitter is like, why wasn't this at Mania? This should have been at Mania. Look at this match. It should have helped. It would have helped night one. This and that and da 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 da. And everyone's saying it should have been on Mania. Probably should have. I'm not going to disagree there. But here's my thing, and this is just me speculating, spitball, not having any knowledge of this. Would the match have been as good at WrestleMania? Possibly, but possibly not. What if, and that's a big what if, this match was as good as it was tonight because these six men had a big old chip on their shoulders. These six men wanted to go out there and prove something. These six men wanted to say, you want to leave us off WrestleMania? Here's why you shouldn't have. And that's why they went out there and put on the match that they did. Not saying that this same match wouldn't have happened at WrestleMania. Not saying that they would have had a stinker at Mania or just an okay TLC match. But I'm saying that there's the possibility that this match was as good as it was as insane and incredible and awesome and fantastic as it was, because it was pushed to SmackDown this week, because they wanted to prove themselves and say, don't leave us off next year. Let us work Mania next year. So that's just my 2 cents from this. I know I've seen a lot of people online going, should have been on Mania. Oh, they messed up and fumbled. They should have put this on night one. It would have helped because night one had no real big moments other than Seth. So I'm like, I get that. I'm not contradicting or trying to oppose that. I'm just saying that there's a slight to good chance this match was as good as it was because it wasn't at Mania, because it got pushed, because they wanted to prove something. That's just my 2 cents. My little hot take, I guess you could say, whatever, on that. But overall, great SmackDown. We got a new United States champion on the women's side. We got the return of Alistair Black. And it's straight up Alistair Black. It's not like a new WWE Alistair Black. Nope. It's Alistair Black. Just like when he was there before, but under Triple H. So like the NXT Alistair Black. I doubt Triple H sticks him in any closets. I'll just say that. But overall, good 3-hour show of SmackDown. I liked it. Got a lot to talk about. Let's jump in. With that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always remember that you have a free subscription that you can use anywhere, and I appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Just don't let it go to waste. That's my one big thing. If you don't want to support me with your Twitch Prime subscription, at least use it on somebody. Whether that's Steven Larson, whether that's Kind of Funny Games, somebody. Just don't let it go to waste, because that's just money sitting in your pocket that you're not using, that you can use to help out a creator. I greatly appreciate it if you use it on me, but use it on somebody. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. Help us out over there and hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, if you want to help us out, you can do so by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. This week, we put up for $5 tier members, we put up our Photoshop graphic packages for WrestleMania 41 and AEW Revolution. So if you are subscribed at the $5 tier, whether that's here on YouTube as a channel member or patreon.com/PWU Unlimited, then you can get those graphics if you need them, if you want them. We just appreciate if you give us a shout out when you do, if use them. Also, remember, you get other things as well as a channel member. And if you want to help the channel out another way, get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Also, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Now, I don't know if they're still available. One person told me that they were off the shop yesterday. One person told me they might be off the shop after tonight. So go over there. If you still haven't got John Cena, or if you still haven't got Cody Rhodes and The Undertaker in Fortnite, go check it and see if they're still there. I haven't checked today. I got mine 2 days ago, so I got them both. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch were added back to the shop. I don't know if they're still there, but if you're going to go get any of them WWE superstars in Fortnite, use our code, creator code PWU NLIMITED. It'll ask you at the bottom of the shop if you got a creator code, and if you do, use it, and you're supporting us at no extra cost. At no extra cost. And finally, I'm on Cameo. You need a cameo made, whether that's a birthday wish, a get well wish. Maybe you got a podcast you need an intro created for. Maybe you got an e-fed. You want your lineup announced. $10. Head over to cameo.com/TimmyBuddy and check it out. You can get Cameo from me for only $10. So with that, again, like I said, give birthday wishes, get well wishes, something funny, something not funny, whatever you want me to say, whether that's announcing something for your podcast, for your wrestling promotion, your e-fed, whatever, I'm down for it. I got no qualms with about anything. You want to have me say something to make me look funny and dumb? I'm cool with it. It doesn't really matter. You need something announced? I could do that as well. Again, that is cameo.com/TimmyBuddy. All cameos, only $10. $10. With that, why didn't I do a Dynamite review? You must not follow me on Twitter, Kid Vicious. Because instead of doing a Dynamite review, I was actually recording with Baby Huey for In the Click. We were doing the In the Click WrestleMania Night 2 review. Plus, I've said it before, if I skip Dynamite reviews, I don't really care because I lose money on Dynamite reviews. The views are so low on Dynamite reviews, 99% of the time, that I'm actually losing money and time off doing those. So, yeah. Also, thank you, Fonzie. I knew I forgot something. When I was doing the polls, I was rushing because my computer was popping. Restart me. I forgot the YouTube poll. Thank you. The community poll. I'll do that right now. Thank you for reminding me, Fonzie. What did you think of Smackdown? There's no Q in Smackdown. My finger slipped. I liked it. Was right. I didn't like it. All right. Poll is now live over there. Well, yeah, when a friend asked me, hey, can you jump on my podcast and help me out? I need a second person. I'll always help. Always, especially Baby Huey. Baby Huey's great. Go check out In the Click. We did 2 episodes this week. We did the WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2 reviews. They're on separate episodes. And then at some point, we're going to talk about all the other news over there on In the Click. Unless he gets Brian Tronick available, and then him and Brian will do it. But go check out In the Click. Give them a shout out and give them a follow, whether that's on podcast services, Apple, Google, Spotify, or over on their YouTube. But as far as a Smackdown does go, Joe Tess welcomed everybody to the show. We got shots of Fort Worth, Texas. Literally in this area a week ago. Literally, a little over a week ago now. Came back last Friday. But I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area a week ago. They hype up the upcoming tag team title match, TLC. We learned that that match will be presented commercial-free as the final hour of the program tonight will be presented commercial-free. We see all the participants walking in, as well as Jacob Fatu and Tiffany Stratton. A video then plays recapping WrestleMania, and it is 6 minutes before anything new happens. So after that, John Cena's music hits, and he comes down to the ring. Cena held up his title to cheers from the live crowd in Fort Worth, the Dickies Arena. He then did the same bit that he did on Monday. And I'm going to ask you guys this question. Is it just me? And for some reason, I got these burps that are crazy. I'm trying to burp in the microphone. Is it me? Or is Cena trying to sound like he's doing these promos over the top on purpose? Like when Cena cuts a promo, Cena cuts a great, fantastic promo. But that now that he's changed and he's the different Cena, it seems like He's trying to be so different that even his promo style is different. Even the way he's cutting promos are different. Like when he yelled at Randy Orton to shut up, he didn't just say, shut up. He went, shut up. But he like said it in a way that sounded just so fake and unnatural. Like a guy that is in his first acting class, got his first script, and is trying to play a character without any direction. And is like, I think this is what they want. But with no direction or told the vibe of the character or just, hey, you're a bad guy. So it's like, these Cena promos have been shit. Like a couple of them have been okay and pretty good. But a lot of them, not been that good because it feels like he's overacting and overdoing it on purpose to be different. That's just my opinion. I don't know if y'all agree. That's just how I've seen it so far. So where was I? Mark Nash. I don't want to call him shitty, but I can't stand this guy. I can't stand this new fucking announcer they got, this ring announcer they got for SmackDown. But just like they did on Monday, he goes, I've been informed yet again that my announcement of John Cena was disrespectful. So he does it again. A 17th time. Never again. Real world champion. I'm like, fucking shut this guy up. He's, oh my God, hurting my ears. I do not like this guy at all. Bring back Lillian. Bring up Mike Rome. Let frickin' Kelly Kincaid do the ring announcing in NXT or something. Like, frickin' A. So, John Cena's talking and he's like, oh yeah, you guys like to be fickle and chant both ways and this and that. And the crowd starts chanting, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. And Cena goes to speak a little more, and out comes Randy Orton. We're hearing voices in our heads. Orton walks out through the entranceway. Orton milked the entrance for all it's worth. Was given a microphone once he was inside the ring. Crowd's chanting, Randy, Randy, Randy. Orton was hot for all of this. Orton said, you know, in a couple of months, it'll be the 25th anniversary of the day we first shook hands. Yeah, we've known each other for 25 years, John. And up until a few months ago, Cena, you'd never changed. Orton recalled how hustle, loyalty, and respect was John Cena's mantra for every day of his life. Orton said, there's a void in Cena, and he thinks, well, he knows how to fix that. Cena needs to go have some kids. I'm like, oh shit. He said Cena needs to go have some kids. That's a good one. Is it Cena? He's always been the one that the kids and the fans looked up to for so long. Orton said generations and generations of kids looked up to Cena. And that should mean something to him. Orton then referenced Cena's history at the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Orton then said that Cena couldn't tell him that all those children were just a number and nothing more. Orton says, maybe you need to go and become a father. He's like, I know firsthand. Having kids and being a father changes you. It helps you grow up and become a better human being. And everybody says it. Everybody that knew Randy before he had kids and before, and it's kind of weird because like you don't hear this until like after he met his wife Kim, and then he became stepdad to their kids, and then he had a daughter with her because he already had one daughter before her. But anyways, as they say, once Randy became a legit family man, it changed him, and he's a different person. And that's what he's telling Cena. He's like, you got a wife, go have some kids, start a family. It'll change you. It'll make you a better person. Done it to me. Cena kind of smirked and slowly responded with, how dare you? And I'm like, yeah, this is bad. Cena asked Orton how he can parent shame him in front of all these people, in front of the whole world. Cena said, congratulations, Randy Orton. You have children and you love them. Good for you. He said the reason he doesn't have kids is because he spent the last 25 years, quote, raising all of theirs. And he pointed out to the crowd. Cena said, the real truth is that for the last 25 years, he has been a better parent to everybody's child than the parents that they have. Cena then pointed at a 6-year-old in the crowd. Apparently, the 6-year-old gave him the finger, and he goes, oh, a real classy 6-year-old kid giving me the finger. Randy's trying not to laugh so hard. And he's like, yeah, shows what kind of parent you got. And Randy's trying to hold it in so bad. You could tell Randy Orton wants to break. Like, he's smirking and smiling and kind of giggling. But you could tell Randy is trying not to lose it when he's like, 6-year-old kid, yeah, we're good, you flipping me off. Cena said that he's been policing brats like that kid for a quarter of a century. Cena told the kid to never bring a knife to a gunfight. Cena followed that up with, quote, bet your loser dad didn't teach you that one. Orton interjected and said the fans are the reason Cena is in this ring and the reason Cena made it to Hollywood. Orton said without the WWE Universe, there would be no WWE, and the fans are the biggest reason Cena is still around. Orton said that he's made a lot of mistakes throughout his career, but he can go in that locker room and hold his head high because he knows that he has the respect of his peers. Orton said he's, quote, here to stay. Well, John, you're just a guest. Cena said that he used to believe Orton's perspective in that without the fans, there would be no WWE. He said he used to think everyone won together. But that wasn't the truth. It was only Cena who won. Cena referenced the Let's Go Cena Sucks chants, and the crowd gave him one right on cue. Cena called everybody hypocrites. Cena said once they get tired of him, they can put their energy into any other superstars. But if the roles were reversed, he's labeled an outcast. Because of all this, Cena said that his relationships with the fans, it's not functional. Cena said fans are manipulating, and they're manipulating the truth, and called out someone else in the front row who said, oh, you dress like Jack Black. Cena said that he is labeled as an outcast and a guest for simply trying to be different. Orton responded by saying that he was so stupid for thinking he can get out there and Cena would actually listen to what he has to say. Orton noted how he is part of one of wrestling's royal families. He said when Cody's music starts, it says there's more than one royal family. And when you want to ruin wrestling, you're not just ruining his family. You're not just ruining the WWE. You're ruining my family as well. That's when Cena yelled, shut up! In the worst way possible. Cena said Orton doesn't understand this. He said, I already won 17 world titles. You got what, 14? But after I take this belt home, after I start everything over, your 14 is frozen, never to be expanded on again. Yeah, there'll be a new show. Yeah, there'll be a new belt. But if you, by God, get a chance to win it, that'll be number 1. It won't count as number 15. Cena said that he's going to erase 3 generations of Orton's family. He is going to take all of WWE's history and lineage with him. Orton got heated and demanded Cena put that title on the line, quote, right here, right now. Cena shrugged, looked down at the belt and said, no. Cena said, like so many times in the past, over the last 25 years, Cena is doing it to save Orton's ass. How many times did I have to save you in the past? Cena said, however, we should have a match, of course, but not here, not tonight. Instead, I want it to happen at Backlash, because Backlash is in St. Louis, and St. Louis is Randy Orton's hometown. And that way, before the match, Orton can spend the whole day with his family before that match. Cena said he will need Randy Orton at his best when it comes to Backlash. When Orton fails, Orton will then have no excuses. Cena told everyone to look at Cena, because this is the last time you're going to see a real world champion. Cena held the title up and was about to close everything out as Orton would get to the title and threw it to John. Hold on, I read that wrong. Cena held the title and said he was close as Orton. This is as close as Orton will ever get to the belt. Cena then stomped Orton out and lined him up to a shot at the belt, but Orton ducked the belt shot and gave him an RKO, similar to Monday. Loud Randy chants from the crowd as Orton grabbed the title and held it up over his head as he stood on the middle rope, posing for the crowd in Fort Worth. Orton music played as the segment ended. And we're about 30 minutes into the first hour. I thought this was really good. Cena's over-the-top performance kind of pulled me out of it a little bit. But when listening to what they're saying and how it went, I thought it was great. The story is there. The story makes sense. Yeah, no, don't do it now, because I want you to do it in front of your family. I want you to spend the day with your family. Feel like you're on cloud 9 because you got the wife and kids with you, your dad with you. Then when I beat you, You can't say, oh, well, I wasn't ready. It was kind of a last minute thing. No. I want you at 100%. Because I want to beat a ready Randy Orton. I thought it was good. The reasoning to do it in Backlash makes a whole lot of sense. So, yeah, match is official. They did play the graphic like 4 times. John Cena will defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. They got a video package for Axiom, who they announced is officially called up to the Smackdown brand. Now, we kind of knew this earlier in the day because at about 12 o'clock local time, Axiom was 12:05. Axiom sent out a tweet that was a sign that said, welcome to SmackDown or whatever. It had the wrestlers on it, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And then 2 minutes later, Nathan Fraizer would send out a very similar one. Same image, but a different way. It's like a poster instead of the TV screen. And so I'm like, oh, Axiom, both of SmackDown. They lost the tag titles this week. They weren't mentioned on NXT. Call up. They did go out there and have an 8.5 minute match with Los Garza. Pretty good. I expected better. A little bit better. But I expected better, but now that I think about it, it's like they got 8 minutes. For 8 minutes, this was actually really good. Axiom started the match out with Berto and hit a dropkick before Fraizer tagged in and kicked Berto in the head. Angel entered the match and instantly found himself on the outside of the ring. Fraizer and Axiom hit dual dives on the heels before Axiom followed this up with a moonsault on Berto and Angel on the outside of the ring. Back inside the ring, Axiom tagged in and worked a headlock on Berto. Axiom ran the ropes and Angel held up the rope so Axiom fell through and fell to the floor. We go to a commercial break. Angel ripped his pants off right as we go into the break. Still doing that. I forgot. The show returned and Berto was working over Axiom till Axiom kicked Angel and got the hot tag to Fraizer, who showed his speed and hit an elbow and a sling blade on Berto. Fraizer then followed this up with a running moonsault for a 2 count. Berto kicked Fraizer and tagged in Angel, who kicked Fraizer as he attempted to hit a springboard moonsault from the second rope. Berto tagged in and Los Garza wanted to go to the second rope and hit their finish, but Axiom broke up Los Garza's pin attempt. Crowd's chanting, "This is awesome." As we come to the finish of the match, Axiom would tag in and trade blows with Angel. Angel went to the top, but Axiom cut him off. Fraizer then tagged himself in, and Axiom hit a Spanish fly, with Fraizer coming in with the Phoenix Splash to pin him and pick up the victory. 1, 2, 3 for Axiom. It's a big win in their official SmackDown debut. We've seen both men on SmackDown before, but not together or as a tag team. We saw Axiom take on Gunther, I want to say in Spain, and then a couple weeks ago, Rey Fenix's first match in WWE was against Nathan Fraizer. Now they're called up. They're on the main roster. And they're a tag team together. Some thought that they could split them coming up to the main roster because they had teased dissension, I guess you would say. But I like this. I like them being a tag team. And I like them being together. Best tag team in the world. Some want to say the Young Bucks. I think it's Axiom. Axiom, in my opinion, tag team of the year for last year. Best tag team in the world. So then moving forward, out came the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Stratton made her entrance in gear, and I'm like, oh, she's either going to have some sort of a scuffle or she's wrestling because she's in gear, so she might be having a match. She comes out and says, "What time is it?" And the crowd yells, "Tiffy time!" Stratton said that she went toe-to-toe with one of the greatest women of all time, Charlotte Flair. Stratton said, "But in the end, I prevailed, and I am still the WWE Women's Champion." Stratton said that she was told that she was the next Flair. But I think they're wrong, because there'll never be another Charlotte Flair, and there's only one Tiffany Stratton. This is when then, fuck, Jade Cargill's music hit, and I go, no, please, no. I want Jade challenging for this goddamn belt. Jade came out in gear, and I go, oh, match tonight? To give him a microphone, and Cargill said, credit where credit's due. Cargill said Tiffany's match with Charlotte created a bigger target on her back. Since her business is over with Naomi, Cargill said that she has something that she wants, and I got nothing but time to try and get it. Cargill told Tiffany that just because you beat Charlotte doesn't mean you're the best. In order to be the best, Cargill said Tiffany has to beat me. And I go, what the fuck? Chica, what have you done to be considered the best in WWE? Not a damn thing. You won some tag titles with Bianca. That's about it. You beat Naomi at WrestleMania. Whoop-de-doo. We'll talk about Naomi here in a minute. God, fucking shit. But Tiffany said, you know what? I can go. I'm ready. Let's wrestle. Let's have a match right now. The referee ran down. The match got started in about 10 minutes. And it was kind of a rough match. Because these are two women that don't need to be wrestling people on the same level as them. I'm not saying, well, Jade, yes. I'm not saying Tiffany always needs somebody to guide her. But she benefits from having at least slightly more experienced woman in there. Now, Tiffany gets better every time. I'll say that for sure. Jade's even improving. But both of these women, where they're both like 5 years in, yeah, no. So the match starts and they just stand there for a minute and just look at each other like, you gonna do something? Am I gonna do something? You gonna do something? You gonna who goes first? Like they got lost for a second. They're just staring at each other. Then eventually the match goes to a break. Show returns and the bell rang. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. They weren't supposed to do anything. Then what the fuck happened during the break? Their 3-minute break. They just stood there and looked at each other and the crowd had to watch them look at each other because the bell rang when they came back. That was weird. She worked a slow pace. And things started out with Tiffany standing for a handshake after they had like kind of like a stalemate. Cargill went for it, but Tiffany used it to whip Cargill into the ropes. It seemed like this is babyface versus babyface. Tiffany kind of worked a little more of the heel side, but not really, so. After what appeared to be a tiny miscommunication, Cargill landed a backbreaker. Cargill then ran at Tiffany, and Tiffany tripped Cargill into the ropes. Tiffany followed this up with the hip attack, but Cargill came right back with the spine buster and got a 2 off of it. Cargill slammed Tiffany again in a weird-looking spot, but it was good enough for a 1.5 count, I guess you would say. Tiffany hit a spine buster of her own for a 2 count. Tiffany hit some gymnastic springboard moves in the corner and got a 2 off of it. Tiffany then executed a second one and got another 2. Tiffany looked frustrated at this point as we went to a commercial break. Show returned and Tiffany hit a rolling senton. Tiffany went for the PME, kind of stumbled, and then Cargill moved. Cargill caught Tiffany after that and hit her with the powerbomb for a near fall. My notes just froze. Give me 1 second. There we go. They weren't scrolling for me. Cargill then went for a splash, but Tiffany moved and went for a gymnastics routine yet again, but Cargill caught her. Tiffany then came back with the basement drop kick and a nice near fall off of it. Tiffany went to the top, but Cargill cut her off and landed a superplex from the second rope. Both wrestlers were down here. Tiffany then rolled to the apron. Actually, first I forgot the spot, the powerbomb spot. But Tiffany went for her cartwheel into the Alabama Slam. This was actually the best spot of the match. Tiffany went for her cartwheel into the Alabama Slam, but Jade catches her and grabs her. And typically, she catches her and pulls her up for the powerbomb. Typically, you'd see this where it's like she does the Alabama Slam thing, or she does the cartwheel into it. The woman's gonna stop her, catch her. Her feet are gonna go down. She's gonna plant herself, and then they're gonna pull her up for that powerbomb. Not Jade. It was all one smooth motion where she goes cartwheel. Jade grabs her, just links her right up. Tiffany's feet are flailing in the air. Perfect up, perfect down. This smooth. Best spot of the match. This looked very good. I'm not even doing it justice. Oh, I don't have any of my figures here with me because it's like there was a smoothness to this. I'll say it again. That most women, you'll see this, they come up, their feet are going to hit, they're going to plant themselves, and then they'll go up for that power bomb. With Jade had the power where she grabbed Tiffany and literally just swung her right up and then came down with that power bomb instead of having to plant her, get her in position, and then do a normal power bomb. It looked great. Fantastic. But Tiffany rolls to the apron. Jade's kind of laying there for a second, and Naomi runs out. Naomi with the coolest look of slide into the ring. She's just like, do, right up, slides on her knees, right in there. It's like a goddamn one of them clowns at Magic Mountain for Halloween when they're doing the sliding on the knee pad thing. Anyways, she then gets on Jade and just starts going, They pretend the microphone is Jade's head. She's going, not even nowhere near Jade's head. And then she's like, ring, 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 ring. And I'm like, what the? This is worse than that Evil Uno stuff in AEW when he was, not even close. But she's got both arms flailing, not even close to the head, the 2 feet above. I'm like, what the shit, Naomi? She then stands up. She's like, wah! She was a slap Jade. She misses that by a foot. I'm like, what the? Naomi. But regardless, they go at it. Tiffany then gets in the ring. She's like, well, I guess it's over. And then she gets attacked from behind by the returning Nia Jax. Nia lays her out, ragdolls her, leg drop, annihilate her, grabs the belt, and ends the segment. So it looks like, well, old Nia, wants her belt back. We'll see how that does go. Is that the match for Backlash? Nia and Tiffany? Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. So we had a really good segment here with Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu, the freaking man. This man is amazing. So here's the thing. You report 6 hours ago WWE planning Wyatt 6 video package today? No, I didn't. I have not said the words Wyatt 6 since like 2 days ago until just now. Who the fuck are you and what the fuck are you talking about? You report 6 hours ago WWE planning Wyatt 6 video package today. No, I didn't. I haven't typed the words Wyatt 6 since like Tuesday. I haven't said the word Wyatt 6 since like Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know what kind of that good stuff you're smoking, but that ain't me. Is there another PW Unlimited? You get me mixed up with PW Insider? Because that ain't me, bub. Send me a link. Show me where I said that. I'm sick and tired of these motherfuckers coming in and saying, you said this was going to happen. You said this. Now, most of the time they're misconstruing my words. This one, they're just making shit up altogether. I never said anything about the Wyatt 6 at all today. I never said anything about the goddamn Wyatt 6 at all today. So, and no, Espinoza, there was no Wyatt 6 video on the international stream. I watched the international stream, but that's not the point. That's against the point. I never said anything about the Wyatt 6 today. I haven't typed out. I haven't spoken anything. Wyatt 6. So whoever this heaven or hell guy is, bullshit. Bullshit. Let me see something. The PW Insider say it? And you got us mixed up. No, I don't even see them saying it. I don't even see them saying it. So interesting. Rusev and Lana were at the Clippers game today with freaking Nick Khan. That's an interesting one. Well, yeah, no. I don't know where you got that from. Now you're just making up bullshit, trying to make me look bad. Well, hey, how about that? Fuck you. Anywho, this great segment, Jacob Fatu. What I was going to say about Jacob Fatu. So, you guys watched Boy Meets World back in the day. It's my favorite show of all time. Well, they are now doing, and they're kind of almost done. I want to know what they do when they finish season 7 because they're halfway through season 6. Anyways, they're doing a rewatch recap podcast with Daniel Fishel, who played Topanga, Will Friedle, who played Eric, and Ryder Strong, who played Sean. And they all went to Mania this past weekend. Danielle Fishel was there because, well, she's got a Major Bendy's figure coming out where she's got Danhausen face paint on. Really cool. But they also interviewed a bunch of WWE wrestlers. And they attended night 1 of WrestleMania. And so, in reviewing night 1 of WrestleMania, Ryder Strong, a non-wrestling fan that knows nothing about wrestling other than the few wrestling things they did on Boy Meets World, where like he was involved in a Jake the Snake Vader match, and then like they know who Mick Foley is because Mick Foley did an episode of Boy Meets World. Really, other than that, Ryder Strong has no context, know nothing about wrestling, but he was like, hey, you guys want to go? Sure, I'll bring my son, whatever. And Ryder Strong talks about, from a non-fan's perspective, what he thought about WrestleMania. And one of the things that stood out to him was Jacob Fatu. He said, that Jacob guy, He asked, did he snarl at us at one point? Because, you know, Jacob Fatu does some crazy things. And he goes, that's a guy that I can see in movies, on TV, acting. Because he looks like he's got that kind of charisma that is needed for an entertainer in Hollywood. I'm paraphrasing what he said. But he literally said, just from the however long he saw Jacob Fatu out there on night one of WrestleMania, he looked at him and said, that guy can make it in Hollywood. And Ryder Strong should kind of know what he's talking about. A, he's been acting since he was a kid. B, he's a director. And C, he's a writer. So, yeah. There you go. Also, Heaven and Hell says, so you call me a lie, you probably delete the video. What video? The only videos I've done today were about Axiom possible getting called up, and then John Cena and the women's title match on SmackDown tonight. Those are the only two videos I've created. I can even show you. I didn't delete no bullshit. Let me see. Can I see the dates on when these are created? Tell me, oh, you must have deleted it, brother. Well, first off, don't give me that brother bullshit, asshole. But it didn't come from us. If you read it and it said it came from me, well, then whoever credited me lied. Or you're just making up bullshit. If you want to keep lying in my chat, I'll ban you from the chat, asshole. Yeah, I called you an asshole because you're being an asshole. Asshole. Anyways. Ryder Strong took one look at Jacob Fatu, saw him out there for 15 minutes or so, and said, this guy could be in movies, which is great. They also loved Jade. They thought Jade had a superstar look to her. They thought Jade looked like $1 million. So that was another thing. They don't know what a good match is and this and that and so forth. But him and Will Friedle, Ryder Strong and Will Friedle, both said Jade stood out as someone that looked like $1 million and a superstar. They literally said she looked like a superhero. Which she wants to play Storm. I don't know if her acting's good enough for an X-Men movie, especially what the MCU is now, and what the X-Men movies would be going forward. But apparently they need a Storm because Halle Berry, according to her, ain't in the MCU. Ain't doing it. Anyways, in my room. My room is clean other than I got a Spider-Man mask on the bed. That's about it. So you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, I said it. Anywho. Fatu comes out with Solo Sikoa. Fatu with the U.S. title around his neck. Received a hell of a reaction from the crowd in Fort Worth. Fatu soaked it in as the crowd was chanting, Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. He had a Raiders jersey on that said number 42 and Fatu on it. Sikoa asked the crowd to show some love and respect for their new United States champion, Jacob Fatu. Sikoa said that everyone saw what happened at WrestleMania. Jacob Fatu is the future of this company. Sikoa said that nobody in his family wanted Fatu here except for him, and he is the reason Jacob is here. He brought Jacob to WWE. Sikoa said that everyone thought Fatu was too much of a risk to be brought here, but I didn't. He said, I'm the only reason he's here, and the only reason he's a champion. Fatu started looking at him like, you better shut up, you better shut up. Sikoa kept ranting and ranting and ranting, and finally Fatu grabbed the mic from him. The crowd cheered. Fatu told Solo, not get it twisted. Because he told Sikoa he's going to win that U.S. title with or without him. Fatu said that he told Sikoa the U.S. title was coming home to the family. And he'd do it on his own. Fatu said that's exactly what happened. He told Texas to look at their new U.S. champion. Fatu said that he knows that the title makes him a menace to society. And at the end of the day, Sikoa better, quote, get in where he fit in. Fatu said he's all gas, no brakes. Yada mean. And then out came LA Knight. Jacob Fatu is fucking amazing. Got a fantastic promo. This guy gonna be a world champion one day. I'm gonna tell you right now. Tell you what. Jacob Fatu faces this goddamn company one day. World champion. Not just, world heavyweight champion, secondary, top guy, whatever. No. Put that damn WWE title on him. I've said it, like Karrion Kross, for instance. I see him as a world champion, but with the world heavyweight title, the secondary world title. Jacob, he could be up there in the same talks as Roman Reigns. Hell, he may be better than Roman Reigns. I've heard a lot of people say Jacob is the best in the family. Jacob is the best in the family. So Knight comes out. Got a microphone in hand. Knight said at Mania, Fatu ate a BFT just like I told you you would. Knight recalled how Fatu grabbed the ropes to get out of the pin attempt and capitalized on the opportunity to beat Knight in the middle of the ring. Knight said that everybody told him that he had a hell of a match at WrestleMania. Knight said that I don't care about that. I want my title match. I want my title back. I want a rematch. I don't want it right now. I get it. He's like, you can give me all stars you want. I still lost. You can give me all stars you want. I want my belt back. Which, I love that. I love a wrestler saying, I don't care if I have a good match or not. I don't care if the match is great or if it sucks. I just care if I win and keep my belt. But out came Drew McIntyre. McIntyre stood in the entranceway with the microphone and said it wasn't as easy being Drew McIntyre. It wasn't that easy being Drew McIntyre. McIntyre said that, as much like Texas, he has big guns. McIntyre said at Mania, he beat Damian Priest in one of the most violent matches in WrestleMania history. McIntyre looked into the camera and thanked Priest for allowing him to embarrass him in front of his family. McIntyre said the next plan was to challenge Cena for his title, but Orton kind of jumped that line. McIntyre said that he wondered if that was a Nepo wrestling entertainment move. And I go, whoa, 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 whoa. Interesting line there. Not the first time we've heard the Nepo line used recently. And I know with the Tiffany thing, that was scripted. McIntyre said, I want to fight. I want to fight the baddest dog in the yard. And right now, that's Jacob Fatu. He stepped up on the apron. Knight mocked McIntyre. And McIntyre said, Knight, you're all jokes. The only joke around here was your last title run. Knight said that he'd say McIntyre's last title run was a joke, but he couldn't even remember it or when it was. Knight said if McIntyre thinks that he deserves a title shot, McIntyre should step in this ring right now and show Knight what he's got. And that led to Nick Aldis coming out. Nick Aldis came out and goes, hey, I see what you guys want. You both want to go for the belt. You both want to fight Jacob. How about you fight each other and the winner becomes the new #1 contender? The match does get made official for later. Zelena Vega then is interviewed by Byron Saxton about her upcoming Women's U.S. title match tonight. Vega said tonight she's going to be speechless. She is speechless because she's wanted to win a title for so long, a singles title. Vega said in Texas, you either go big or you go home. And she'll leave with the U.S. title around her waist. That then led to our next match, Zelena Vega versus Chelsea Green, with the Women's United States Championship on the line. Match went about 7.5 minutes. So Green came out with her secret Hervis. And the match started off with her running at Vega and Vega moving out of the way, Green crashing into the turnbuckle. Vega at one point was on the apron and Green drop kicked her off to the outside. Up a fire then threw Vega into the LED boards as the referee was distracted, and Niven followed that up with the senton on the outside, while Green again distracted the referee. Green then posed on the second rope as we went to a commercial break. When the show returned, the two were in the ring battling on the top rope. The sequence ended with a German suplex from Vega to Green off the middle rope. Vega clotheslined Green repeatedly before hitting a spinning back elbow. Vega went to the second rope and landed a Meteora for a 2 count. Fire then hopped up on the apron and Vega hit her. And Barrett said, oh, Fire had that coming. Or no, Tess said it. Vega then turned her attention back to Chelsea Green and hit her with the backstabber and set her up for a 619. But then right in front of the referee, the ref just sees it. She grabs Zelena's leg and pops her, trips her up, right? The ref looks at her and goes, I saw that. You can't be doing that. I saw that. And I'm like, well, then give it to the DQ. The DQ. But I know it's a title match, ref's discretion. Sometimes the ref doesn't want to call that DQ because it'll hurt the challenger. I get it, but I don't get it. The Green tried to take advantage of this. Vega's attention was elsewhere. Alba Fire then tried to get involved. The referee saw that one. So eventually he's like, you know what? Screw it. Both of you want to get involved? You're out of here. Get the heck out. And Green got distracted by them getting kicked out. Vega grabbed her, code red, and pinned her. 1, 2, 3, and new WWE Women's United States Champion, Zelena Vega. Now Zelena has won big things in WWE in the past. I think she's a multi-time women's tag team champion. Let me double check on that one. I know she won the very first ever Queen of the Ring. So it's like Zelena's won some things in WWE. She's had success to an extent. She's never won a singles title, and that's what she's wanted, a singles title. And looking at her here, one-time tag team champion. Okay, I thought it was twice. I thought her and Carmella won them twice. They won them once, and she's the one-time, current, only, now, second ever United States champion. So yeah, not a bad match. I thought it was a little much with the interference stuff, but hey, Zelena had to overcome, and she did, to become the new champion. So in the back, we had The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. They were looking at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy, and Miz is like, hey, I got something for you. I want to say that I believe in you. That's why I sacrificed winning the tournament or the Battle Royal for you, to help you. You're the vision. Miz then presented him with a gift, and in the gift was a chain with a gold Andre head on it. They told Melo he can wear around to represent winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He said, this represents the chip that is now on your shoulder. Melo said, I'm larger than life, and I'm now the 10th wonder of the world. Melo said, I am him. I still don't understand what the fuck that means. I guess it means you think you're the best. I guess. I don't know. Miz said that Melo inspired him. Because of that, I'm going to go to the ring and demand action right now. So Miz goes down to the ring. He's just talking about how, 2007, I cemented my legacy in WrestleMania history. I was in the main event. I defeated John Cena, something Cody Rhodes can't say he did in the main event of WrestleMania, this, that, so forth. I've been around for 20 years. And he asked, what do I got to do to get action around here? To get respected? Do I wear a lucha mask and call myself Rey? Like Rey Mysterio or Rey Phoenix? He also referenced Randy Orton needed an opponent. Instead of picking him, he picked Joe Hendry. Miz then reminded everybody, I'm an A-lister. I'm a must-see superstar, the most must-see superstar, and lights go out. And you hear the ominous music. The cameras zoom in, it fades to candles, and we know what we're getting. Board lifts up, and there's Alistair Black. Alistair Black on the board, walking down to the ring. He is back, as we all expected, in the WWE, and it's the same presentation Triple H had for him in NXT. Granted, it's the takeover presentation, because he didn't have this special entrance every time in NXT. He had it for the most part on the main roster, but he didn't do a lot on the main roster, it felt like. But, like I said, I don't think Triple H is putting this goddamn guy in a box or in a closet like Vince did. But this was perfect. This was great. He had the same music. He had the same entrance. And I saw somebody go, it's the same as he was in AEW. If he went to AEW from WWE and they just copied everything, people would call out AEW for not being creative. And I literally comment back with, wait, you're saying that WWE is copying his AEW character? You must not have seen him before he was in AEW. Because what they did tonight is 100% NXT Alistair Black. Before there was ever an AEW. Some of these fans don't know, or don't want to know, or don't remember, because now it's AEW or nothing. Tisk tisk. Let's see if that guy ever responded to me. Go to Threads. If the guy ever responded. Let me see. I just want to see. This guy goes, bro had a whole faction. Now he's fighting the Miz because he's gonna face Miz next week on SmackDown. Like, really? Really? You think you're gonna bring him in day one? He's gonna have a group? He doesn't need a group. And yeah, you want to give him an easy win. And who's kind of easier to work than Miz? Like, Miz gonna go out there. You're not gonna have a bad match. Yeah, Miz ain't great, but Miz don't have bad matches. As far as, and let me preface that, Miz has bad matches, but Miz is the guy that you can go out there and have work with anybody and put on a decent match. And that's what they need. A win for Alistair Black. Like, we don't got a storyline or nothing yet. He's back. It's night one. They're setting him up for a match to get a win on a former world champion, main eventer of WrestleMania, most IC title wins ever. Like, beating Miz technically is a big deal because of his accomplishments in the past. But yeah. RTS with Oscar Montiel says, what is Threads? Is that part of Instagram? Basically, it's Facebook's version of Twitter, but it's linked to your Instagram, if that makes sense. Like, you can't log into Threads or have a Threads account unless you have an Instagram account and you log in through your Instagram account. That's what Threads is. But it's basically Twitter created by Meta. So Facebook. It's Facebook's counter to Twitter, or X as we call it now. I don't see the guy responding. I think because he knows that he was wrong. Yeah, he knows he was wrong. Let me see. Hold on. Replies. Oh, nope. That's not the right one. It's not showing that I replied. Interesting. Anywho. Alistair Black comes down to the ring. Miz is in all white. He's in black. Now it makes sense. Like, why is Miz wearing all white like this? It makes sense. Contrast. Crowd's chanting, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Black looked around and soaked in the cheers. Miz walked toward him and boom, black mass to the face. Miz sells it perfectly. That's one thing about Miz. Miz can sell his ass off. Miz sold this perfectly, like he was knocked out. And the segment ends. They then tell us later, Alistair Black versus Miz next week. So we get an interview with Zelena Vega. Nope. Rewind. Then we get an interview with Bianca Belair. Bianca had a couple of her fingers all taped up, and she stated at WrestleMania she broke a couple of fingers. Belair said that even though things didn't go her way, she was very proud of the match they had. Kind of different of LA Knight, who said, I don't care how good the match was, I care if I win or lose. She was proud of the match. Pretty sure Meltzer gave it 5 stars. Belair said, won't be the last time we see her and Ripley because Ripley inserted herself into a match she didn't deserve to be in. Belair said when she returns, she will have some business that needs to be addressed. And Joe Tessitore said she could be out for, quote, some time. So it seems like Bianca may be out for a while with the broken fingers. I don't know if it's just because of the broken fingers or if she's also taking time off. I don't know. But the way they played it up, it's like Bianca ain't going to be back by like Backlash. Bianca going to be gone for a little bit. So we'll see what that all does mean for Bianca Belair and when she does return and whether she returns and stays on SmackDown or if she returns and goes to Raw or whatnot. So if we hear anything further on Bianca Belair, missing some time due to some broken fingers, we will let you guys know an update. Naomi's walking backstage and she runs into Nia Jax, who told Naomi, hey, stay out of my way when it comes to Tiffany and that title. Naomi goes, hey, as long as you proceed with caution, we're all good. This then led to our number one contenders match. Went 9.5 minutes. Drew McIntyre and LA Knight. Yeah. Fun match while it lasted till the DQ. The two locked up to start things off, and McIntyre slammed Knight before posing. The pace kind of slowed down a little bit, and Knight came back and took McIntyre down and posed as well. Knight worked a side headlock until McIntyre shot him off and took Knight down with a clothesline. Knight responded with the back suplex and traded some chops. McIntyre was thrown outside, and Knight followed him out there. McIntyre rolled back into the ring, and Knight tried to follow. But McIntyre hit a shoulder block on Knight on the apron, the crowd, and then threw him into the crowd barrier. Knight rolled back into the ring, and McIntyre pounded on him pounded on Knight before hitting a brainbuster for a 2. McIntyre then kicked Knight in the midsection as Knight tried to avoid McIntyre in the corner. McIntyre chopped Knight, and Knight chopped McIntyre, and they kind of went back and forth before McIntyre stomped Knight repeatedly. Knight then blocked a suplex attempt at one point. McIntyre still came away with things in the upper hand until Knight suplexed McIntyre out of nowhere to reset the match. Two kept fighting. McIntyre landed a glass cow kiss. He set it for a future shock DDT. Knight countered it. They went for a BFT, but McIntyre worked out of it, and they got to the outside, where Knight then hit a drop kick through the ropes, and Knight repeatedly slammed McIntyre's head on the announce desk. Knight then rolled McIntyre back into the ring. The referee was tending to McIntyre, as Solo Sikoa would appear out of nowhere and give Knight a Samoan spike. Sikoa then rolled Knight back into the ring, and McIntyre set it for a Claymore. Yet, this is when Damian Priest would show up and pull McIntyre out of the ring. The two would start fighting. The referee would call for the DQ, and Priest and McIntyre would go at it before Priest would attack McIntyre and hit him with the South of Heaven on the announce desk. Priest tried to leave and ran right into Knight, who kind of jaw-jacked at him. They're talking at the bottom of the ramp. They're yelling at each other, and all of a sudden, here comes Jacob Fatu running across that ring, dives through the top and middle ropes, takes them both out, wipes them out with the splash through the ropes. Fatu then rolled Priest and Knight into the ring and landed a hip attack on Knight. Fatu followed this up with a jumping moonsault, his version of the BME or PME, and I swear to freaking God, this man, when he did the jump, he was fucking higher than a Montez Ford frog splash. When he did the jump on that, off for that moonsault, it looked like, and maybe it was camera angle, he looked higher than a Montez Ford fucking moonsault or frog splash. This man, give him everything. He is the future. Crowd's over here loving it. Just they're yelling, Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. Everybody in this building is loving Jacob Fatu. The segment ends and we go backstage and we see, well, fucking John Cena's still here. What? And he runs in to none other than R-Truth. And I'm sitting here going, oh no, Truth's soul's about to be crushed. So he runs into R-Truth, who said, hey, if you ever need me, I'm here for you. Cena, you can give me a call. And John's like, yeah, I appreciate that, whatever. And just walks off. Doesn't give him 2 seconds. It's going to be 2 seconds, but you know what I mean. Jimmy Uso then comes up, walks into frame. Truth told Jimmy, still want to be like that, man, when I grow up. Jimmy goes, Truth, you are grown up. And yeah, they literally need to kill a minute and a half, if that. So they did this. I thought something was going to happen. Cena was going to yell at Truth or say something to him. We're like, you're an idiot. You're a moron. How can I be your childhood hero? You're older than me. And like Truth get all dejected and sad or something. Nope. Truth was just like, that's my boy. I look up to him. John Cena. I don't fucking know. Then we get our main event. It goes 23 minutes. And fuck, was this match amazing. Holy shit. This is like one of them old Ring of Honor ladder war matches. When it's like SCU, the Briscoes, and the Young Bucks just fucking tearing it down. In WWE. Yeah. Triple H and these guys have a fucking indie match. And that's what this was. This was not your typical... Now, granted, was this the best TLC match we've ever seen? No. Was this the best TLC match we've ever seen on a Smackdown? No. But was this probably better than anything at WrestleMania? Almost. Was it better than the Triple Threat on night 1? Story-wise? No. Was it better than the Women's Triple Threat on night 2? Probably not. But would it have been the third best thing at WrestleMania? For sure. And some could argue, best match. Better than all those. Some could argue, better than that one, and I wouldn't be able to argue against it. Also, shout out Montez Ford coming out dressed like Shawn Michaels. Whoop, boy. But no, this match, as the kids like to say, pumped. And again, I'll say it one more time. Not your typical WWE match. These guys went out there and did things that you would not see in WWE most of the time. Things you would think they couldn't do in WWE most of the time. Like using the guy's prosthetic leg. Also, Johnny Gargano and Ciampa were out there. Ciampa looked scarier than hell without that beard. Like, I don't know what it was, but Ciampa looks scary without the beard. Anyways, Ciampa Gargano had the upper hand early on, and they grabbed a big old ladder, but Motor City Machine Guns drop kicked the ladder into them. Machine Guns then pounded on the Profits until DIY broke it all up. Minute and a half into the match, Motor City Machine Guns started pointing at the belts like, hey, we need to go up there and climb. If this match is going to go, we need to get this match over with. Like, they're over here talking like, hey, let's end it quick. which that's what you would think you'd want to do. End it quick. So Sabian went for a 5-hold dive on Gargano, but Gargano held up his chair, and Sabian wound up diving right into the chair. There's number one you don't see in WWE. Fucking head first, boom, right into that chair. It's like, oof. Whoa. Dawkins had inserted himself and ran Gargano's head into the ring post. Dawkins was the first to set up a ladder in the middle of the ring, but Sabian hopped on Dawkins' back. Shelley then helped and hit a dragon screw leg whip on Dawkins' leg to get him off the ladder. Machine Guns then went to work on DIY as Shelley teased climbing the ladder until Ford popped up. Dawkins returned to the ring and got the ladder out of the way and landed a 360 splash on the Machine Guns. Sabian then knocked Dawkins off the top rope, and the Machine Guns went to work on Dawkins. Sabian grabbed a chair, and Shelley hit a basement dropkick to the head of Dawkins into the chair. Another spot you'd barely ever see in WWE. Sabian then followed this up with a massive dropkick on Ford from the top with a chair assist as well. Shelley sold some arm pain. And Ciampa and Gargano rammed the ladder into Dawkins' head before Ford hit a dive over the ring post while the team's on the outside. Ford put another ladder in the ring, and Ciampa and Gargano cut Ford off. Gargano came off one ladder and hit a twisting flatliner on Ford. It went ladder to the ladder. Ciampa then looked like he was going to go up there and get the win, but Dawkins showed up and pulled Ciampa off the ladder. The titles were then swinging, and Dawkins slammed Gargano from high on the ladder. Ciampa climbed the ladder, and Sabian cut Ciampa off, but Dawkins pushed the ladder over, sending the two to the floor. Shelley then returned to the action, and so he turns, seems like he's okay. Chair was placed around Shelley's neck, and Gargano swung a chair into that chair around Shelley's neck. Oh, fuck. Gargano then suplexed Sabian onto a chair, and DIY worked over Dawkins with chairs. Dawkins came back and hit a twisting arm double DDT on Gargano onto the two chairs. Profits then fired up and grabbed a table from the outside. We've had the L, we've had the C, now we got the T. The Profits set up the tables. Ciampa was on Dawkins' shoulders at one point, and Ford landed a running blockbuster from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring. All six men were now down. Crowds chanting, "This is awesome," as they crashed through tables. Ford then grabbed a fan's prosthetic leg and beat Gargano with it, and then just yoink, threw it right back to the guy. Effortless. This looks so good and so cool, so freaking dope. Ford then draped the ladder outside the ring, and he put like a ladder bridge from the barricade to the ring, but, well, Ciampa grabbed him and threw him into it. The action slowed down briefly as furniture was set up all around the ring. Dawkins was sprawled out on a table. Sabian hit a splash onto Dawkins while on the table from the top rope to the floor. Ford then set up Ciampa on a table and flipped himself onto Ciampa through a table onto the outside. No, this is awesome chant. Remember, no commercials. That's another thing here. We got to see this match in full. Well, I mean, if you were watching on Netflix internationally, you would have anyways. But even if you're watching on USA, no commercials, you have to watch it in full. Ford then super kicked Ciampa on the apron and got the two fighting. Ciampa returned the favor. Ciampa hit a white noise on Ford through a ladder that was draped on the outside, that ladder bridge over by the ramp, the entranceway. Inside the ring, Gargano climbed the ladder, but was cut off via Alex Shelley. Sabian and Gargano fought on the apron. Sabian and Shelley hit the skull and bones on Gargano off the apron through a table on the outside. Yet another deserved "This is awesome" chant. Back inside the ring, Ciampa fired himself up to climb the ladder. Ciampa got to the top and looked like he's going to get them belts. But then the Motor City Machine Guns, well, moved the ladder. Ciampa now swinging like he's Jeff Hardy or Devon Dudley. Dawkins then climbed another ladder, pretended he was Edge, and speared Ciampa off from hanging off the titles, and both crashed down through a table placed in the ring. Dawkins had speared Ciampa. Oh, I read that one up. It wasn't the best looking spear, and it was more like Dawkins jumped at him, kind of grabbed him, and then they both fell. But it's cool nonetheless, especially a guy as big as Dawkins doing that. Shelley and Sabian took their time to set up another ladder in the ring, but they took too long. Gargano showed up and threw a chair at their heads, well, Shelley's head. Gargano then climbed the ladder, but Sabian met him at the top. They started trading blows at the top of the ladder, and Sabin knocked Gargano off the top. But then out of nowhere, a leaping Montez Ford was at the top of the ladder all of a sudden and knocked down Chris Sabin. Just when it looked like Ford was about to win, Johnny came back up. Just when it looked like Gargano was about to win after he knocked Ford down, Sabin came back up. Ford, Gargano, Sabin, they're all up top here now. They're all battling at the top of the ladders, wild spots and stuff. Ford then gets the best of all of this, knocks them both down, grabs the belts, has Dawkins, and still WWE Tag Team Champions in a amazing, fantastic, insane, incredible TLC match. This match was awesome. All them "this is awesome" chants they got, very well deserved. This was great. Also, I think there was one time where the Street Profits did the get the table spot from the Dudleys. I forgot about that. But yeah, this is amazing. Profits celebrated in the crowd. They ran with the belts up to the crowd, and the show went off the air with Johnny clutching the hook thing that the belts hang from that you pull off. There's no titles on him, but Johnny's just sitting there next to Ciampa, and he's just cradling it like, this could have been us. This could have been us. I liked that. So yeah, fantastic main event, fantastic show. I mean, overall, it wasn't a fantastic show, but that main event made it a fantastic show. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved this. Let's get this Twitch poll going before we check the other polls. What did you think of Smackdown? I liked it. It was right. I didn't like it. So as we start that poll here, let's go check the other polls. We got that one. We got that one. As far as the Threads poll does go, 82% liked the show, 18% thought it was just all right. Now the Twitter X poll, 78% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 86% liked the show, 8% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. I don't know what this guy's talking about. He says too much talk. I mean, too much talk. What? There's talking on the show. There's also a lot of wrestling. It was a really, I felt, well balanced out show. Looking at the live poll, 92% liked the show, 4% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. Everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we will be back live on Monday for Monday Night Raw, so have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.